So it's election day. Uh, I do my meditative walking in the morning to get my heads right, and I do a lot of self-dialogue. I talk to myself a lot. Uh, Not like a crazy person, not like Gollum in Lord of the Rings or anything, but I do say things out loud to plan my reactions. That's my form of meditating. For example, uh, I'm like, okay, what if my client postpones or delays or changes the schedule again? How will I handle that? Well, I would like to tell them what an inconvenience it is, but instead you just smile and say, okay, well, we'll get back with you and we'll reschedule. Currently we have 5 other people in line, so I'll have to put you at the back, but I will definitely get back with you. However, if you find somebody else in the meantime that can do it faster, then by all means, no hard feelings, please hire them. Um, because I cannot let things get to me. I cannot let petty stuff get to me. Do you know what's important to me now? It's peacefulness. It's calmness. I want to just live and be left alone. Like, that's it. I think that is the ultimate freedom that everybody in America would really like. The capability to earn a living and live in peace. Not have anybody else trying to dictate how to live my life or what terms I have to live them under or anything like that. I have not ever bowed down to any man, and I don't think I can ever start. No matter how old, I could be 90 years old, I still won't take a knee. It's just not in me to do that. And yeah, it's caused problems, but it's the only way that I could possibly continue looking at myself in the mirror and not eat a bullet. And I don't mean like a suicide thing, just like give up. Like a hopeless bullet, just say, that's it, dude, it's over. Why do you keep trying? You're playing a rigged game where all the odds are stacked against you, and everybody else is telling you, oh man, you can't win. Oh man, I bet you can't make it. Oh, well, yeah, because the rules are stacked in your favor and not in mine. And that's okay. It's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault. You were born into a certain situation in life, poverty or riches or handicapped or not handicapped. You know, you are born into the situation you're born into. The problem at that point is you now have to own it and fix it. Some things, oh my God, I have seen people struggle so hard. Just men, women, just struggling so hard, just trying to make that leap from not needing to be on financial assistance to becoming independent. That is their largest handicap, the biggest barrier. I remember when I was, still, when I know these people, I hang out with them still. I go over, and the thing is, they want to get off financial assistance, but the jump from being helped to helping yourself is gigantic. It's the Grand Canyon. It's the Great Wall of China. It's doable for a very rare, dedicated, hustle con type person. God, that is literally the only way I have seen it succeed. And they will never tell you they were a con. They will never tell you that that's how they got their success. They will whitewash it in their mind. But I have seen people rob, lie, cheat, and steal to get by. And they do. They get by. And then they become successful. But they did it by lying, cheating, stealing, being cons. And yet when somebody else does it, or when they feel that other people, because liars always think people lie to them, con men always think con men are trying to con them. Um, what happens is you can tell the type of person they are by the type of issue or problem they're going to have with you. I've had clients that are vague and immediately uh, complaining about how the last person ripped them off, how they had to fire the last person because they stole, because they took material, because they took the money and never completed the job. I don't know. There's a lot of stories there, and you can kind of read between the lines to say, well, let me see. From my point of view, it seems that they left because you were giving them the materials a bit at a time, stalling their day, not giving them the money needed to pay their people because you're not satisfied with how they're reacting. And so they're basically working for free for you to prove a point. No, the thing, oh, anyway, my point being is the jump from financial assistance. And here's the thing. I don't know how to even apply for that. I've never applied for financial assistance, food stamps, WIC, whatever all that stuff is called. I've never applied. I'm responsible for my son and daughter's Medicaid, but I have never taken financial aid, so I don't know how difficult it is to get on it. But I have seen the stress of a woman or a man who is trying to go through these agencies and jump through their loopholes and bend over backwards and make the appointments and keep on calling and keep on accumulating documents and accumulating paper and reproving and reapplying and rechecking, and the thing got lost, and in the meantime their child is needing medical care, but it's being denied because of a misplaced form or a missed signature on or initial, or just petty stuff. And I think to myself, in America, one of the hardest things for people in poverty is healthcare. That is one of the hardest things they have to go through. And here's the thing, we look down, apparently, as a society, on people that need assistance. And I'm like, I don't understand that. In Roman times, they took care of the plebes. During the Black Death in Florence, the aristocrats, the merchants, everybody came together, formed the first health board known to man to fight the Black Death. And they did. They were one of the most successful cities that was able to retain its wealth, that was able to retain its status, and that was able to retain a lot of its people because they took active measures. You see, what I'm trying to prove is we are supposed to take care of every single citizen. It shouldn't even be an option. 100% of everybody that is an American that pays taxes should get universal health care. That's it. Oh my God, that's about 80% of the stress of an average family gone. Gone. We can focus so much energy, money, into our future, our children. Obviously, we have several, I don't even want to call them special needs, several children on the spectrum that are turning into adults. But several of them are also just at home, hidden, put away from society because they didn't get the training, the speech therapy, they didn't get the rehabilitation, they weren't allowed the one-on-one with teachers that cared and were trained specifically to deal and care for those types of needs. So the universal health care would allow us to have doctors to treat the physical condition. And if we dedicate the same amount of energy and money into our education of our children, then we can have teachers, 1 to every 5 student. I think that would be a great ratio. In all honesty, I think 1 to 15 teachers would be happy with 1 to 15. I think if we made that the standard, teachers would not complain that 1 to 15 is great. Will we have to build more schools? Yes, our population has grown, so we need more schools. Will we have to refurbish or destroy and replace old schools? Oh God, yes. Yes, in the poorer districts. For every new school we build in a good, healthy, rich zip code, we need to tear down and rebuild one in the western, west side of San Antonio. I'm telling you, that's what we got to do. We have so much space in San Antonio to replace old buildings with new schools and come up with a populace that is so intelligent that people will come here and say, this is one of the best and smartest cities in Texas. We have that capability, but we choose not to because nobody sees how they can profit off it. The profit comes in a society that is well educated, that can debate issues without resorting to screaming, yelling, and name calling. You know, it's to me it's sad because I remember very much discussing or hearing my grandfather discuss politics, discuss local news events, discuss business in front of me as a grandchild when I was like toddling around in front of him, 6, 7, 8, 10 years old. And I remember thinking, man, he really handles business very wisely. He is somebody that I could do business. He was shrewd, but he was also fair. He he was just a great man with great business ethics. But again, everybody that is successful at one point was lying, cheating, stealing to get there. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things in my head. But what do they do after they get there? What do they do? For example, one of my favorite things is, y'all know about Carnegie, right? He was one of the richest men back in the day with Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan. I wrote a history paper on them, but I totally am drawing a blank as to the dates. But Carnegie, after becoming, my God, these men, those names I just said, literally influenced world events. 3 men were rich enough. There were others. There were czars in Russia. There was royalty in different other countries that were very rich, sultans and stuff. But here in America, those guys were it. And towards the end, after entire lifetimes of ruthlessness, of quelling technologies, they say that J.P. Morgan is the reason Tesla's free energy didn't work, because there was no profit in it. So these men controlled literally the future of humanity by buying up technology that could help mankind and then squashing it in order to make a profit. And the thing is, they, in their head, did nothing wrong. In their head, they're playing a game called business, and they have to win at it at all costs. The problem is when morality is thrown out as an equation. When you take morality out of the equation, you can get rich quick. I have seen insurance agents take $400, $500 down payments from a grandma and her kids who just got whacked by the car dealership, and it made me sick. I tried to do that. I couldn't do it. I was very unsuccessful at at doing sales and commission stuff. I'm not. I would be like, nah, it's all right. Look, just give me $80. That's how much I need to start your policy, and then you can come back and give me $50 later. And that's it. Deal's complete. No $400 that they had to go find all of a sudden. No, none of that. I couldn't do it. I'm terrible at commission sales for that reason, And not everybody in commission sales is like that. Not everybody. But there's more than half of them that are like that. And it's just a fact of life, man. It's just the way it has to be. Those people have to exist just the way that doctors have to exist, the way that lawyers have to exist, the way that politicians have to exist. It is a cycle. But the thing is this, I know all of these things are essential for a society to function, but you can't let it run the society. Society has to run these institutions, man. That's the thing. I don't know when everything went sideways, but in essence, we put a government together, an administration, in order to clean up the shit from our society, in order to take care of all the crap that people don't do day to day. Hey man, we need you to build some highways. Hey man, we need you to settle some law issues. Hey, you know what? We need you to build up a sewer line here. Hey, you know what? We need you to replace the lead pipes over in Flint, Michigan. We put them together. We hired them. They're our crew. Every single politician is a public servant at heart, just like every single soldier, no matter what their MOS, is at heart an infantry soldier. Every single politician is a public servant. They work for us. And I don't know when it went sideways. Maybe since America was formed, maybe since Benjamin Franklin, that's when our government went sideways. But they had a great idea, our founding fathers, and they put as many clauses and thoughts into the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. They put all of this together in such a way that it would answer 99% of the problems. The issue is when the 1% of crooked attorneys wants to win at any cost, starts bending the truth, twisting the lies. We know what's up. We know, like for the example, O.J. Simpson. We know what's up, dude. Nobody gets in a Bronco and drives away crazy like that down a highway unless you did it, dude. I mean, yeah, and now your kids have to look at you knowing you did it, but by law, according to law, you were found not guilty. Dude, we know the fucking law is fucked up. We know it's jacked up. We know that it doesn't work the same for everybody. Let's just be blunt. So that's another thing we hire them to fix. We hired them. Judges, we hire them by voting them in. We hire them because the administration we choose to run the entire bill, the entire building, the entire government, we choose them, and then he brings in these managers to handle the sub-departments. Agriculture, Department of Education, Department of Defense. You should know all of these departments that the president is in charge of. Because every time, have y'all ever worked at a company when they brought in a new manager? And all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm going to bring in my friend from the old place because I trust him. And then the new manager's like, okay, man, we're going to straighten this ship out, and we're going to do this and this and that. And all of a sudden people start quitting. All of a sudden people start getting replaced. All of a sudden morale is in the toilet. All of a sudden productivity is in the toilet. All of a sudden quality is in the toilet. And it is because of one bad manager. It's the same thing in the military. You get one bad captain, you're going to have one shit company. You get one bad colonel, you're going to have one shit battalion. It's just that simple. That is how important having somebody in charge that knows what the hell they're doing is. And I don't care about popularity, dude. I don't give a shit about American Idol type social media crap. You need to put the best person for a job in there. Again, you don't hire a mechanic to perform open heart surgery. Okay? It's that simple. You hire the person to do the job that they're qualified to do. And if they're not qualified to do it, I don't give a shit how handsome, how popular, how whatever they are. They shouldn't be there, man. They should just not be there. I don't understand why that is so hard for people to comprehend. I don't care if you're cheering for your team. If your team's manager is a piece of crap, is a rapist, is a bad salesman, is a bad businessman, if your manager is just terrible at doing anything other than firing people and blaming others for his lack of control and lack of productivity, then, it's like we used to say, there's no bad soldiers. There's only bad commanders. If you're in charge, you need to know how to handle being in charge. It's that simple. Do you need to know how to do every tiny detail? No, that's impossible. No leader can do every single detail, but you need to find the right people for the job. You can't be doing nepotism, saying, oh, well, this is my friend, this is my cousin, I trust him. The only time you'll hear a manager say, and you can quote me on this, a manager say, oh, I need somebody I can trust. What they're really saying is, oh, I have no clue what I'm doing, and when I fuck up, I need you to not tell anybody about it. That's literally what that means. Anytime they say, oh, I need to hire somebody I can trust, what they're saying is, I am a fuck up, and I need you to help me cover it up when I do fuck up. So, yeah. And they're always, oh man, I have a better plan down the road. Just give me one more chance. Oh, this next time it's going to work. Oh, for sure. Da, 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 da. No. Good leaders plan for 95% of eventualities. They get the right tools for the job. They get backups to the tools for the job. They have backup fallback plans. They have everything outlined and everybody briefed and everybody going in the same direction to accomplish the mission. And not everybody can do that. I'm sorry. Not everybody's good at it. And what we need to do is find the person that is.